All right, welcome back. This time we're gonna go over how to create a Excel file that you're gonna export with multiple sheets. So let's think. Let's say you want to look through this like a little bit of data analysis, or maybe like data manipulation, and you just want the data of your transactions over the last 7 days, right, or 30 days, or a year. So we're going to create data frames for all those, and then export those um, data frames as sheets in one entire Excel file. All right, so let's get started. All right, so right down. I know, no, no. All right, so the first things first is we need to create like a filter that would be like, hey, I want you to look at this data frame, and then I only want you to show me the last 7 days of information about it. So we can actually do that. Let's create a filter right here, and it's going to be in the format UTC, or this basic one. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. Okay, so 1 year ago, datetime to datetime dot now datetime dot time zone UTC minus time delta days 365. This is how many days it's going back. Okay, so 1 year ago, I'm only looking at data 365 days ago. Just take that into consideration. All right, we're printing that out. So this is the date that we're going to look at. Now let's actually create the data frame for that. And it's similar to the backup copy. All right. No, okay, there you go. All right, so creating data frames based on data ranges. Okay, so wrong one. All right, pause if you need to. All right, so here we are. So this is going to be our new data frame. It's not going to be a slice of the data frame. There's a huge difference. Let's say you don't add this, it'll be a slice, and if you try to export it, you're going to get an error. So just letting you know that. So we're going to add this dot copy so that this is a full-fledged data frame copy backup. Okay, not just a slice. All right. So then df.log, df based on the column field, if the data is more than 1 year, is more than a year or equal to a year, like, hey, I just want that and that's it. Okay, so it'll go back 365 days. So long as it's within that time frame, uh, it'll be there. All right, and then let's do filtered 365 df dot head, so we can look at the data. Cool. It's only going to show us the first five, but you get the gist of it. Okay. Now let's do the same thing, but for the rest of the other data frames that we want in those tabs or sheets in our Excel file. So we're going to copy paste. It's pretty much the same thing, just this and this. Right. So like that for 1 month ago and for 7 days ago. And this is all useful for when you're creating dashboards, when you want to look at data just based on like that. So like, let's say on this, we have a data frame for just for data within a year, right? So then we can be like, okay, let's break this up to 12 months. And then we can create a chart or a graph that says, okay, based on the last year's data, on average, we saw buying or selling of this one particular crypto for this month for you. So you can give yourself that kind of information and do some more analysis. Okay, so that, and then this right here. Cool. All right. Now, So because we're looking back like a month, 7 days, or a year, we shouldn't run into that issue with the rows. So we don't need to reset anything, but just as a reminder, um, here, like in case you do have to drop any data, because in case you're looking for like at a particular column, and you have to like drop those rows with no values, then yeah, you would need to do this to reset the index. Let's continue. All right, so like you saw before when we tried to export the Excel file with just one sheet or the entire data, we ran into that UTC date column issue. So let's fix that for all these. We're just going to go like this. Oof. I'm so gassy. Oof. Sorry about that. All right. All right. And that fixes our UTC issue. We get rid of the time zone. Then export into multiple sheets. All right. And we're literally going to do the same thing we did over here. Pretty much all this, except we're just adding our other data frames below it. So the code will know that you want multiple sheets in your Excel file. So you don't have to do like a loop or anything. You can literally just be like, okay, this is the first data frame, then the second, then the third, then the fourth. It'll do it for you correctly. So just, I don't know, I spent like almost an hour trying to figure that out and going through this loop and this other loop and this other example. And it was just like, you literally just do this, like, and that's it. It's like a pop in, a pop out kind of thing. All right. So we got this, and then just write it. Okay. We get all these warnings, but don't worry about that. Let's go look in here. 903. Cool. All right. And oh yeah, look. Now we have a properly formatted TurboTax requirement file, all the data here. And then we have our 7-day data frame, 30-day, and 365. And then we can do like little graphs here or something. But we can also do that all in Python or Jupyter Notebooks to create a dashboard. And we are going to do that, but it's going to take me a while to figure that out all together. But once I do, I'll make a video about it. Anyway, thanks for listening, and until next time, I hope this helps make your life easier, especially your taxes and crypto.